All right, so Knitbone is a story-driven psychological horror visual novel developed by Remarkable Games for Spooktober Jam, where the therapist is more traumatized than the patients. Which is crazy to think about. That's so cool. All right, so the story on itch.io says, you play as Eden Cross, who suffers from chronic insomnia. Feeling disconnected from your life, one day, an old college acquaintance, Ryohei, shows up pitching a miracle cure for your insomnia. An experimental therapy that sounds suspiciously more like what he also calls it, a guided ritual. Okay. So summoning circles, let's go. So we have some warnings: jump scares, cult themes, emotional manipulation, trauma, body horror, blood, depictions of death and murder, and language. Awesome. This should be fun. I'm excited. All right, let's do it. Let's play Knitbone. Knitbone. Where did it all go wrong? Right, I shouldn't have had insomnia in the first place. How do you stop insomnia? You see, after a few days with no sleep and no direction, you get desperate. That's not reassuring. If I could turn back time, oh, Jesus Christ, I never would have stepped through that door. My footsteps felt too loud as I walked. The hallway smelled old and dusty, the carpet ugly and stained. My thumb kept brushing over the card in my pocket. 1408, just like the card said, that's the room I've been trying to track down. After a tour of what felt like the world's most depressing maze, I finally spotted the door. The little brass number on it looked shiny and new. It didn't fit with the rest of the dingy hallway. I stopped, my hand hovering in the air. I wasn't sure if I should knock. A part of me just wanted to turn around and leave. Right, I told myself I'd actually show up. As I got ready to knock, a memory popped into my head. What the hell? Last night at the lounge, I revealed too much to someone who was practically a stranger. Seems like the ice in my glass had succumbed to the warmth. Looks just like my life. That's real. My name's Eden, a psychology major. Oh, wow. Voted as most likely to succeed. But that was years ago, when I had direction in my life. Now I'm barely surviving on cheap coffee and no sleep. I changed 3 jobs in just 12 months. Every fresh start only left me more tangled in doubt. And yet I ended up even more lost. Okay. I don't even recognize who I am anymore. Oh. The door opened, but at first, I hardly registered it. The vibe suddenly seemed to shift, as if someone flipped a switch. I couldn't help but look. Ooh, they're cute. Also, I love how detailed these backgrounds are. A man walked in with the sort of effortless confidence that drew everyone's eyes to him. He smiled at the bartender, waved at someone like they were old friends. Oh, that is a winning smile, even in pixels. So, he's that kind of guy, huh? He looked so put together, assertive, and relaxed. And his shirt, that probably cost more than my rent, yet he wore it so casually. Everything about him was the opposite of me. He paused at the entrance, scanning the lounge like he was deciding where to sit. I should have looked away, but I didn't. Ooh. Those are some soulless eyes. And then he saw me, eyes widening as they locked onto mine. Oh, what was that? He smiled. That got me holding my breath. I forced a polite smile despite my racing heart. There was something oddly familiar about him, but I couldn't figure it out. I heard footsteps approaching me slowly. I love the little sound effects. Why is he standing right there? What should I say? Hey. Hey there? Eden Cross? No way. Is that really you? My confusion must have shown on my face because he chuckled. Ooh, it's me, Ryohei Damien. Sorry, you might not remember me. We had that psychology elective together, remember? No.
Oh.
It's you! That hit me. Ryohei. The Ryohei Damien? We were in the same department back in college. He was popular. He was effortlessly charming. The kind of guy who made everyone feel seen, even when he probably didn't know half of their names. I never expected to be on his radar. We shared a few lectures, maybe a group project once, but I was always the quiet one. I was the guy people tend to forget. But I remember him. God damn, I think I remember him more than I should. Ooh, was it a crush? People wouldn't shut up about him. Oh. I've always been envious of him, even now. Oh my gosh, I don't know. There's just something really cool about the pixel art style of games. I just really like it. And yet, here he is. I don't know, it feels like there's more depth to the scene because it was rendered painstakingly with pixels. Sitting across from me in this nearly empty lounge, grinning like we were old buddies. He even did it without asking, like it was the most natural thing to do. Of course I remember you. You were basically famous, Ryohei. Oh. It made him laugh. He didn't even try to deny it. You can just call me Rio. I'm really glad we ran into each other again. Well, Eden, your name really does you justice. What does that mean? Looking splendid as always. Oh my God, is he flirting with us? Okay. Looking splendid as always. I couldn't help but smile back. I'm not sure if I'm amused by his outlandish teasing or by the fact that he remembered my name. I don't think lounging at a jazz club after an exhausting day is much of a splendid look, but thanks. You look like life's been treating you well. I leave out the as always. He laughs, but his eyes narrow in... I did notice you're tired, though. Okay, thanks. I don't mean to offend. Yes, you do. No, it's fine. I know I'm living dead. I laughed, trying to brush it off. Insomnia, that's all. I get used to it. What a shame. What does that mean? And for the first time in what felt like forever, I didn't feel like a complete failure. We caught up and talked for a while. Something about his presence felt almost too welcoming. Made it easy for me to open up. Red flags, run, run! This man is not safe. No, it felt safe, or at least I convinced myself it was. Run! After all, he was an old acquaintance, wasn't he? No! So like an idiot, I spilled everything. He listened intently. What a coincidence. He chuckles at the last word. It's not a coincidence. Actually, I specialize in sleep therapy as well as cognitive consultations. Run, Eden, run. This is not a safe space. Maybe I'm not that strange for feeling like I'm meant to be here with him tonight. Oh my God. There's so many friggin' red flags. It's not even funny. Escape. Maybe he feels it too. Oh my God, don't take him home. Would you pay me a visit? Oh no, no. What? This is giving 10 count vibes. 10 count was not a safe space for anybody. It was manipulation at its finest, masked as psychological treatment. Run away, Eden, run away. I want to see you. Please don't. I mustered a smile, hoping he didn't notice my bewilderment. It'd be a private consultation. I've had my studio set up. It's okay. I've already visited doctors. I figured, but maybe I can do something about it. How about we don't? And if I can't, well, it's no waste of money. I'm offering it for free. Run? No. When it's free, there's a problem.
Oh.
Since he seems so willing to help, declining now would make me look even more pitiful. Before I could react, he produces a card between his fingers, like it had been waiting there all along. Come to my studio whenever you're ready. No pressure. The word studio echoed in my head longer than it should have. And for some reason, I actually came. This was probably a bad idea. Very. We hardly even know each other. Oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I'm gonna knock on the door. I'm gonna regret my choices. I finally knocked on the door. The door opened right away, as if he'd been standing there the whole time waiting for me. That's not concerning.
Hey.
Hey. He had a warm, practiced smile and said my name like he knew I would come. I had a feeling you'd arrive. Please come in. I hesitated, but my feet started moving before I could even think about it. The smell was different inside. The scent of lemon oil and faint herbs filled the air. Bro, no. It felt a bit phony, like he was trying too hard to make it smell naturally relaxing. Oh my god.
Bye-bye.
That part, Ken, that part. Unnatural is what it is. Unfriggin' natural. We about to die horribly. The studio was quite simple. Just a couch for me and a single fancy chair for him. That is a beanbag. This is somebody's apartment. My gaze drifted past a collection of arranged objects as Ryohei led me inside the studio. Soft jazz music played in the background. Please, have a seat. Make yourself at home. I sat on the couch. Don't do it. It was actually pretty cozy. That's how they get you. Comfortable? I nodded. He sat on his big chair and watched me. So, Eden Cross. He looks like one of those sleazy salesmen. I don't like it. You know why you're here, is that right? He got straight to the point.
Yeah.
Ooh. I guess so. So, tell me, what's on your mind? What brings you here tonight? My mouth went dry as I finally said the line I practiced. Last night, you mentioned you could help. You said you help people with sleep issues. I told him how I couldn't sleep and how I felt like I didn't know who I was when the lights went off. He listened without rushing. No interruptions, no pity. Just that steady, practiced attention. All right then, starting with some questions. Do you have more trouble falling asleep or staying asleep? Both? Equally, I suppose? How many times a week do you suffer from this? I can't really remember. That much? Maybe 5? He purses his lips.
Okay.
Okay. Are you taking any medications? None? I see. He pauses, weighing his words before going on. His expression turns serious, as if he knows something that I don't. Insomnia and identity crisis. That's a reasonable set to bring in together. Wait, what? I didn't say anything about an identity crisis. I said sleep deprivation. Sleep and sense of self are closer than most people think. Okay. You're not sleeping because your mind refuses to let you be vulnerable. Okay. And you got all of that from those 3 questions. Okay. And that's why your mind won't shut down. That hit closer to home than I expected. Not him reading you like a book. The smile crept back onto his face. Before we go any deeper, I have a simple personality test. Okay. To help me understand the shape of this weight you're carrying. It requires a bit of trust, I know, but it would help me understand. I really think you should take it. Okay. Do you want to take the personality test? Yes, let's take the personality test. Okay, Rio, let's do it. Good, don't worry. It's simple and not invasive. Just answer honestly. Oh, no. This is concerning. You're a little too close. All right, rules are simple. Pick whatever feels most like you. Don't overthink it, just go with your gut. First question. When you can't sleep, what do you usually do? Analyze random deep thoughts, replay past cringe interactions in my head, get up to be productive, even if it's 2 a.m., grab a snack, or adjust my bed. Get up to be productive? Gotcha. Insomnia sounds exhausting. That must be rough. Moving on. How do you usually recharge after a long, stressful day? Read a book, journal or cope with my feelings for a bit, do something active or take decisive action to reset my energy, shower, change into comfy clothes, then chill in a cozy spot. Read a book. How do you usually tell when someone's lying to you? When their story makes 0 sense. I don't know, I just feel it. If they hesitate or act unsure of themselves, their body gives it away, like gestures, postures, and fidgeting. I don't know, I just feel it. Why is that interesting? Okay, next one. What motivates you the most? Figuring things out or understanding the world, living in a way that feels authentic to me, proving I can do or achieve something, feeling comfortable, safe, or in control physically. Proving I can do or achieve something? Noted. All right, time for a little role play. What? No, I did not sign up for role play. Imagine the following scenario. You're on a forest path and it splits 3 ways. What do you do? Look for clues to pick the smartest path, reflect and go with the path that feels right to me. Pick one fast and move, no hesitation. Test each path physically to see which is more safe. I wouldn't be in a forest in the first place. I guess I would try to figure out which one was the best path. Nice, that's an interesting take. What do you mean? You hear a weird noise upstairs in an empty house. What's the first thing you do? Get the fuck out, leave. Run upstairs like a boss is a crazy response. Grab something nearby just to feel safer. Pause and notice how it makes me feel. Peek around and figure out what's going on. None of these, leave. I guess if I had to choose from these options, I'd grab something nearby to make me feel safe. Oh my God. Let's proceed. A strange creature suddenly appears and stares at you. How do you react? Run away. Ah! What the fuck? What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that, Rio? What the No! What is this? What's wrong? Are you for real right now? Shut up. Shut up. Screaming in terror? Yes. Screaming and immediately pushing away from my desk? Yes, that was the appropriate response. Yes. Let's continue. No need to dwell on it. I'm sorry. Are you summoning spirits? Role play over. Let's get back to the test. That wasn't part of the test? Which compliment do you like the most? You're so sharp and smart. You're authentic and honest. You're brave and bold. You seem steady and chill. You seem chill. We're nearing the end. Are you sure? Which word resonates with you the most? Luminous, pulse, flame, or balance? Flame? One final question. Okay. Which word resonates with you the most? Logic, ethics, violation, physics. Oh, volition. Jesus. Volition and physics. Reading. It's fundamental, guys. Logic? Congratulations, you've completed the test. Thanks, Rio. I'll go over your results now. Huh? You're not anything, are you? What? He smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. What does that mean? The silence that follows feels like a test. You don't fit in any box. That's interesting. Okay. I thought I liked predictable people. Maybe I like this more. What? Thank you for that. I'm sorry, did the music just stop? I learned a lot about you today. How about we don't? I'm not like the other girls. I don't like that at all. I've actually wanted to be closer to you since college, and it means a lot to finally be here with you now. I would like to leave. Shall we move on? I don't know. Remember, this is all just for fun. Don't take the results too seriously. His tone stayed gentle, though there was a weight behind it. Thank you. You've given me quite a clear impression. Yeah. What the hell was that? What was what? Oh, perfect. Now I'm hallucinating in the middle of this therapy. Should I just chalk it up to sleep deprivation and call it a day? What is happening? What did I see? I'm gonna bring up the thing that I don't think I saw. Yes. Did you happen to see that? See what? Never mind. An awkward silence settles between us. His eyes flicked up to mine. What you've shown me earlier tells me enough, more than enough. Your sleepless nights. He paused. Okay. His gaze was piercing, studying me like I was some kind of specimen. Your insomnia isn't a mistake, it's a pattern. What? Your mind is stuck on a loop. Regular therapy won't work for you. I'm sorry, what? What your mind needs is a key to redistribute the weight. I'm sorry, what? What I want to propose isn't therapy at all. Think of it more as a sort of guided ritual. For what? I'm too black for this. That's an interesting choice of words. I will give you small specific tasks to complete. They'll require precision and focus. Okay. The goal is to give the burden a new place to rest so that your mind can finally find peace. Is he saying a demon is haunting me and that's why I have insomnia? It's an unconventional path and it requires absolute trust. I don't trust you. Not just in me, but in yourself. I have less trust in myself. He was quiet for a moment and stared at me. I can't force you to do it. This only works if you choose it. Uh-huh. If only a demon was behind your insomnia. Oh, Ken. You can leave now, but that means going back to your restless routine. Or you can agree to session 2. That's where we really begin. This is supposed to be a consult. That felt like a challenge. So, Eden, what do you think? Proceed with session 2? I'm gonna regret this, but yeah. Good. Ryohei's smile deepened, as if the answer had been inevitable. Hold on a sec. He stood and began rummaging through the shelves, his movements smooth and deliberate. Suddenly, the air went still, lingering thick with every breath. The faint, pleasant scent of lemon oil and herbs felt even more synthetic, like cheap air freshener. Oh my God. When he returned, he was holding a small, ornate box. Ooh. Then let's begin session 2. Wait, right now? His voice was lower now, a smooth, deep sound that silenced the room. The feeling of being in a safe place was starting to fade. Yeah, we're in danger. He moved to a table and sat directly across from me. A subtle shift that made him the focal point of the entire room. Before we begin the exercise, I want to ask you something, Eden. Do you believe in God? What's your opinion on devotion? I don't know. Devotion? To what? The question was so left field that I could only blink. To anything. Whether it's a person, an idea, a god? There are different types of devotion, so, be specific. I hesitated. It felt like a trick question. In my opinion on devotion, it sounds dangerous. It's a form of trust. I don't know. I guess it could be seen as a form of trust because you're putting your trust in the thing that you're devoted to. But it's also dangerous too. Trust? I guess it's a form of absolute trust. Devotion is like an anchor, something to hold on to when you're lost.
Okay.
An anchor. Yes, a worthy cause requires unwavering trust. Okay. He looked satisfied, as if I'd given the correct answer. That's not a good thing. Oop. He paused, his expression shifting into something that looked unnervingly like a confession. I used to know people who were part of a group, a cult. They were devoted to a singular idea. They believed that to truly change, to become more than what they were, they had to give up a part of themselves, their soul. What does this have to do with my therapy? My skepticism must have been obvious. This had nothing to do with insomnia. Thank you. Agreed. Love when the game agrees with me. This is about something else entirely. They thought of it as reaching a new level. Okay, reaching enlightenment. To an outsider, their methods might have seemed extreme, maybe even cruel. He continued, his eyes searching mine, gauging my reaction. Am I being recruited for a cult? But that's what they believed. They believed true enlightenment required total devotion. Oh my God. And that you couldn't become whole until a part of you was given away. What? I couldn't make sense of what he was saying. Everything he said sounded like cult nonsense. Agreed. And he seemed completely convinced himself. Uh-huh. My apologies. I didn't mean to bring that up. Yes, you did. He waved a hand dismissively, the philosophical conversation ending as abruptly as it began. Now, let's move on. He opened the velvet-lined box. Oh my God, if there's a dagger in there, I'm crying. Inside, nestled in black satin, were 7 unlit candles of varying heights. Oh, no, 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 no. Let's play a game, Eden. Okay, Jigsaw. This is a focusing exercise. I'm sorry. He lit the candles and set them on the table in a chaotic line. The objective is simple. Arrange these candles from shortest to tallest and left to right. Wait, what? Left, right. Wait, my left or your left? Oh, that sounds easy. Without thinking, I reached for the nearest one. His hand shot out, not touching mine, but hovering just above it.
No.
I'm sorry, that's enough for me. There are rules. Oh, why did his eyes get so big? I don't like it here. His tone was now flat, sharp, and cold. Discipline is paramount. Is Rio a dom daddy? You have exactly 4 moves. A move is the swapping of 2 candles. Exceed 4 and the pattern is irrevocably broken. I'm saving. I'm saving right now. Do you understand? Are the rules of the candle game clear? Yes. I nodded, my mouth suddenly dry. I looked at the candles. Left to right? Okay, wait a minute. This is right. Wait, his left or my left? I don't know which I'm supposed to be doing. But I mean, I guess if I had to do it, it would be... Oh, it's the other way. Okay, wait, hold on. So it must be the other way. Okay, got it. Got it. All right. Okay. So I need to get this candle all the way over here. Right, because it definitely was correct. All right, let's try this again. Well, actually, can I save here? I can. Okay. Let's see. Can I, does it matter how, can I just do that? Oh, okay, I guess I can. Oh, ha! Okay, I did it, yay!
Nice.
No, I don't like the way you said that. I believe you're ready for the next challenge. Do you think you can sort 7 candles with 4 moves? If I save. There's no way to say no. Let's do it. Okay. Good luck. Well, at least I'm not timed. Let me save. Save again. I don't want to lose the stupid candle game. All right, so... I'm glad this isn't timed, because that would be real fun. Let's see. So this one, and this one, and this one, this one. Can I do this? Sorry, I'm thinking. Maybe if I do this. I don't know what I was doing. Damn. I forgot that fast. Oh no, what do you mean? Oh no. Oh fuck! No!
No.
No. Ah! What was that? Although there was no anger in his voice, there was a flat disappointment that escaped my nerves. Before I could apologize, he reached over. His hands moved in a blur of graceful, precise swaps. The candle snapped into a perfect ascending line. The sheer ease of it was a quiet, brutal humiliation. Don't be discouraged. The placating words were a stark contrast to the cold calculation in his eyes. What the fuck? He was observing me, taking notes on my failure. It indicates your mind is still noisy. Do not worry. We can still move on to the next session. Our next session will require a more direct methodology to help you focus. That will be all. The dismissal was absolute. He turned from me before I had even processed it. I was left with the bitter taste of failure in my mouth. My hallucinations were getting worse, and being in this room wasn't helping. Was this all in my head, or... Your mind is still clouded. There is noise where there should be focus. Still, we shall proceed. Pass or fail. It seemed that I was being dragged into the next session regardless. I just nodded, too tired to argue. What the fuck?
Fine.
What's next? I have a simple question. Tell me, Eden, are you easily frightened? I'd like to think the answer is no, but... The question was unsettling. He leaned forward slightly with his eyes fixed on me. Okay. No, not really. I can handle myself. I love your confidence. We'll see how it goes. What you mean we'll see how it goes? What the fuck? He fell silent, letting the tension build. His gaze drifted to a dark corner of the room behind me. Behind me? Don't look now, but I think someone is watching us. I'm sorry, what? Whoa, no. Against my better judgment, my eyes darted to the corner. Why would you look? There was nothing there. Oh, thank God. Ryohei chuckled, a low, unnerving sound. Relax, I'm just testing your focus. What the hell? Were you expecting something? I don't know. Sometimes I wonder what's wrong with this guy. He then pointed to a small potted herb on his desk. Oh my God, what devil root is this? It was the only living thing in the room. I'm sorry. Are we not living in this room as well? What you mean the only living thing in the room? We are in the room. Let's try a different approach. What do you see there? Comfrey. What is comfrey? I don't know. I won't look it up. I recognize the broad, hairy leaves instantly. Oh, that's comfrey. What the hell is that? For the first time since I arrived, my expression softened. Seeing something familiar from my childhood stirred up feelings I thought I'd long buried. My grandma used to call it by its old name, Knitbone. Why is it called Knitbone? Ryohei seemed surprised by my sudden shift in mood, though he masked it with a smile. Knitbone, an interesting name. She said it could heal broken bones. How? But some breaks aren't in the bone, are they, Eden? I stayed quiet, letting his words settle in the air between us. Well... Some breaks are deeper, and no herb can fix them. The irony is, in the past, people thought comfrey or knitbone was safe to use in any way, inside and out. They look like... Do they really? Now I'm gonna look up I'm gonna look it up because I'm curious. Oops. They kind of do. Okay, you were correct. They kind of do. They are kind of chodish, gonna be honest. Oh, God. Well, I needed a laugh because this game is scaring the fuck out of me. But studies have shown that ingesting it can be toxic. He was talking about the plant, but his eyes told me he meant something else. His expression soured, his voice taking on a bitter, sharp edge. Listen, Eden, okay? There are people obsessed with curses like that. He looked past me, his eyes unfocused, lost in a memory. What? Just like you, they were also searching for ways to heal themselves, mentally or physically. Okay. When they're desperate enough, they find a community that promises something more than just a fix. A cult. Their philosophy was simple, at least on the surface. To become enlightened, you had to give something away. They called it an offering to some cosmic entity. This is supposed to be a therapy session. He let out a short, harsh laugh that held no mirth. But offering was just a pretty word for ritualized murder. I'm sorry, what? You want to run that back? They had this twisted logic. I need you to run that back. They believed pain was a currency, that you could only heal your own wounds by taking on another's life. What? Why is he telling me this? His voice cracked, the mask of calm therapist completely gone, replaced by raw, burning anger. Oh, he's crazy. They would make you believe that ending someone's life wasn't wrong. It was kindness. Should we leave? Run! 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 I don't want to be here. They said you weren't a killer. You were an angel taking their pain away so they could finally rest, or I could leave. And their death? That was supposed to be your reward, your new weight to carry. It was all a lie to control you, a lie to break you down and own the pieces. The therapist I came to see was gone. In his place was just a man terrified of his own hands. Every word he spoke was coming at me too fast. I couldn't process it all. He stood abruptly, his chair scraping back. The outburst was so sudden, so violent that it made me flinch. But I saw it for what it was. I ended that bullshit, so I took on the burden for myself. I'm sorry, did you kill them all? He stared at his own trembling hands, a flicker of something desperation in his eyes. It's supposed to be over, but it doesn't just disappear. He stood there breathing heavily, hands molded into fists so tight his knuckles turned bone white. I started to realize he was talking about his past. Wait, was he in a cult? Does it matter? Why are you asking questions that don't matter? Eden, run! You said hash slinging slasher over here. Jesus Christ. This guy wasn't just troubled, he was haunted. Who cares? And for a second, I forgot to be scared and just felt a weird pang of pity. Empathy is a good thing, but this is not the time. Ask him if he's okay. I'm gonna save. All right, I'm gonna ask him if he's okay against my better judgment, because why not? Rio, are you okay? He sank back into his chair, visibly forcing himself to be calm. I apologize. That was unprofessional. Yeah, very. This is Bella Swan levels of stupidity, right? Anyways, all of that was just an attempt to open your mind. Bullshit. Looks like it's ready, so let's use it. What's ready? He opened a drawer and started rummaging it. I just stood there frozen. Why are we not leaving? How did this mood shift so quickly? Suddenly his words from our first session about a guided ritual took on a much darker meaning. A cold dread washed over me. What if this isn't therapy? He's not even trying to fix my insomnia. Now? 3 sessions in, we want to question whether or not this is therapy? It's too late. I don't know what I expected, but this is what I got. I have a theory before we go further. What if Rio wants us to kill him and take his burden from the murders of the cult? Like, what if he killed the entire cult and now they're haunting him and he wants to pass that on to us like a virus? So he wants us to kill him so that we take on those burdens. I really hope I'm wrong. And he's just scaring the insomnia out of us, but he better pull out a silicone doll. Ken. Instead, he's trying to do something else, with me as his test subject.
Oh.
Found it. He then took out a pendulum, a pointed crystal on a silver chain. Leave. It looked less like a therapist tool and more like a ritual object. Leave, Eden, leave. He stepped closer to me. Doubt wrapped around my mind like chains, choking me with every thought. Why are we still here? What is he going to do to me? It's too late. Ryohei edged closer behind me, the heat of his body pressing against me. Okay, this got oddly sexual. And I don't know how I'm supposed to feel. Panic surged and I realized I was trapped. My hands shook violently, my pulse racing, and a deep primal fear screamed at me to turn back. But even knowing that, I couldn't make myself move away. As he moved closer to my ear, his composure slipped for a fraction of a second. Shh, it's okay, Eden. No, it's not. It's not okay. This is not the BL I was promised. Then his eyes cleared and he smiled at me, his focus absolute. This will help quiet the noise in your head. Just watch the crystal and listen to my voice. Can you do that for me? Listen to instructions. Yes, I can do that. Good. Breathe in and out. Oh, it's guided breathing. Love that. I've heard of toxic yaoi, but dang. Oh, he calls him a good boy. Oh, it's crazy work. Batch my breathing and try to hit the target at the center. Oh, shit. With what? With the mouse.
Nice.
Let's go faster. Wait, let's not go faster. Oh my God.
Yes.
Excellent. Continue to focus and don't get distracted. By what? Wait, hold on. My breathing faltered. The steady pattern I relied on slipped away. I found myself breathing in sync with him. It felt strangely intimate, as if we were sharing the same air. Now, watch. Watch what? The world vanished in an instant. Everything else disappeared, leaving only the pendulum swinging before my eyes. You're so tired, Eden. It's time to let go. Wait, what? Let me hold the weight for you. What? His voice was a promise of rest, and I wanted it more than anything. Breathe in, Eden. Breathe? Deeper now. Down into the quiet. I don't want to go to the sunken place. The walls are gone. There's only the path. Follow it. My vision went dark. I was falling, not through air, but through myself. We're going to the sunken place, guys. And then I saw it. Saw what? Oh my God! Fuck no! No, honey, we are not hallucinating. Ah! Ah! Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I'm sorry. No, 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 absolutely not. My rib cage and, oh my God. The sensation was too much. A scream built in my chest and my eyes flew open. I was back in the studio gasping, my heart thrashing against my ribs. What the hell was that? Ryohei was staring at me. His face was pale, his eyes wide, with a horrifying mixture of fear and excitement. Where's Ryohei? You saw it, didn't you? No, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't see shit. His words barely registered. All I could think of was the image burned into my mind. The feeling of that thing. No, I saw not a damn thing. I don't know what you're talking about. It was wrong. All of this was wrong. Adrenaline surged through me, overpowering my exhaustion. I scrambled to my feet, my seat kicking back into the floor. I stood up, my legs unsteady. What the I'm sorry. Why would you whisper? What is the thing whispering? My mind was chaotic. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. All I wanted at that moment was to get out of this room, away from his suffocating presence. What does that sound? My hand reaching for the handle. I have to get out. Now. I'm leaving. My voice was shaky but firm. I took a step forward towards the door. Panic flashed across Ryohei's face. He dropped the pendulum, the crystal clattering against the table.
Hey.
No, wait, I shouldn't have. You shouldn't have what? He looked genuinely terrified, as if he'd revealed a secret he could never take back. But his panic lasted only a moment. As I reached for the door, his expression hardened into something desperate and resolute. He moved faster than I thought possible, blocking my path.
No.
What? What? He grabbed my arm, his grip surprisingly strong, almost bruising. I turned back. Ah! The calm facade was gone, shattered completely. In its place was raw, unfiltered desperation. You can't leave. Not now. You saw it too. Don't you understand what that means? No. No, I don't. That thing? He pulled me back from the door, his eyes wide and wild. He wasn't asking me, he was pleading with me. He guided me back to the couch and pushed me down gently, a strange reverent care in his otherwise forceful actions. I almost kind of wish this was gonna end in sex. I really almost wish this is what was gonna happen because I don't want the alternative. Like, what the hell?
Hey.
Hey, what? What the hell, Rio? He ignored my question. He moved to the table and with a click, lit a match and then lit the candles. No! As the flames grew, the room transformed. It was no longer a studio. It was an altar. And I was the offering. He sat down across from me again, the firelight carving deep shadows into his face. He looked older, burdened by a weight beyond my comprehension. What you saw is not just a thing. It has a name, a purpose. I don't want to know. It's my debt, passed down through generations in my family, all under the guise of enlightenment. My uncle, Callister, he was the leader. He called their belief system transcendentology. You can't pronounce that. Is there an easier name for your cult? The way he said the word was thick with disgust. He groomed me, not as a nephew, but as a successor. He saw the entity as an honor, a sacred burden. He taught that our bodies were temporary vessels needing purification through bloodletting to achieve a higher existence. Are you kidding me? He made it sound so beautiful. The art of ritual. Nothing about that is beautiful. But I saw what it really was, a machine for offerings. He wasn't enlightening people. He was grooming them for slaughter in order to keep the entity fed. I couldn't let him pass it on. I couldn't let him choose another victim. So I took it from him. You took what from him? The silence in the room was deafening, broken only by the crackle of the candle wicks. What do you mean? I killed him, Eden. Oh. So is this doctor-patient confidentiality at this point? Do you intend on harming yourself or anyone else? Because if you do, I have to notify the cops. But it was just a one-time thing. I don't have to tell anybody. It's our secret. I killed him. I plunged his own ritual knife into his chest. I thought if the leader was gone, the curse would die with him. That's not how these things work, friend. You gotta kill the bloodline. But I was wrong. It didn't die. It just transferred. It latched onto me. Duh. You gotta take out the bloodline.
Feed me your blood.
No, you cannot have my blood. Thank you. I'm good. He buried his face in his hands, his shoulders trembling. This was it. The full horrifying truth, the core of his madness. Hell no. He looked up and his eyes were glistening with unshed tears. But beneath the pain, there was something else. What else is there? A chilling, obsessive focus. Oh, Lord. And it was directed at me. And that's why I needed you, Eden. I've been watching you. What? Even back in college. What? You were always so quiet, so self-contained. Well, everyone else was so loud, so desperate to be seen. You were just there. Yes, no one will miss you because you have no one to rely on. Love that for us. You were whole. You were solid. I was falling apart piece by piece and you were a fortress. Is this love? Lust? I don't know. Obsession? I envied you for it. I hated you for it. And I admired you more than anyone else. Is this a confession? I knew you were the one, strong enough to bear the weight, quiet enough for it to rest. He leaned forward, his voice dropping to an intimate, almost tender whisper. The codependent plea of a man drowning. I was lucky to meet you again. I knew you were the only one worthy of this gift. I don't want it. The only one strong enough to see the truth. He slid off his chair and knelt on the floor in front of me. This wasn't a plea for help. This was the final step of his plan. He pulled a knife from his pocket. I'm sorry, does he want us to kill him? The handle had the same vein-like carvings I saw in my vision. How about we don't and say we did? He held it out to me on his open palms like it was a key. My breath caught in my throat. My heart was pounding so hard I could feel it in my ears. This is insane, completely insane. But looking at him kneeling there, offering me this purpose, another thought crept in. A horrible, tempting thought. What? He's not asking me to die. He's asking me to bleed for him, to become something else. What? To trade my blood for one filled with his terrible, powerful thing. Are you considering this? What if he's not crazy? What if this is the cure for the nothingness I feel every day? Are you kidding me? Cthulhu is not the answer for your mental illness. Ah! What is happening? This gift is meant to be passed on, you see. You saw it. It saw you. It has chosen you to be my equal. What? Your trouble sleeping, feeling lost? That's not a sickness. It's just an opening, a crack to let the light in. I'm here to open the door all the way. Why couldn't it just be sex? Why couldn't he just bend me over his couch and just bang me into the cushions? Why did it have to be ritual sacrifice? There are always other ways. Please, Eden, no. He was asking me to join him in his reality. Will you accept this honor? Honor? Will you complete the ritual and become the new vessel? Will you sacrifice your blood for me? I don't know you. The question hung in the air, suspended between the flames of the 7 candles. My heart hammered against my ribs. This was the final ritual, the final choice. Hell no. Part of me has I'm a little curious. That morbid curiosity, that tingling that makes you choose the wrong decision because you just want to see what happens. Like a child testing limits. Sure. Give me your generational trauma. I'll take it. What? I peered down at the knife in his hands, presented to me like a trophy. It's still there. Like it's something to be revered. Like I was something to be revered. As long as I took that knife from him. Ryohei, what the hell are you doing? Get up. But Ryohei doesn't move. The knife lays in his palms, glittering in the simmering candlelight. Slowly, I reach out, unable to stop my hand from shaking as our skin brushes against each other, the handle making its way inside my loose grip. I turn the knife upside down, my heavy heart sinking into my stomach. No, this isn't right. Ryohei isn't in his right mind, and neither am I. This is messed up. Ryo, I can't. What? He's so put off. He's like, what? After all of my grooming and manipulation, you dare say no? He's still kneeling, but his glare had shot up towards me, oozing such volumes of disgust that it made me take a step back. How could someone on his knees be so full of authority still? Good question. So Ryohei's giving power bottom energy. What did you say? He sounded otherworldly, less a voice, more an entity. The words twist in my throat. Panic seized me, fear freezing my blood, and for a split second, I almost shifted the blade towards the flesh of my palm, ready to slice. But I snapped out of it. I hold the knife away from my body, putting it back into Ryohei's outstretched hands. Why would you give it back? No, I won't. No? I won't do it, Ryohei. Silence fills the room. His expression is unexplainable, an amalgamation of surprise, horror, and fury. Piping hot fury, which traveled from his pinpoint pupils down to the goosebumps on the back of his hands. Did I win? Ah! Then he moved. Oh my God, did he stab me? No. Faster than I could have stopped him. Before I knew it, his hand was gripped around my neck, the other pushing the knife against my hands. Take it, take it. No, the room trembled beneath his cries. There was a struggle for the knife. I gasped, clawing to release myself from his grip before driving a knee into his stomach. He's caught off guard, quick enough to drop me, but the knife is still in his hands. As I tried to step sideways, he lurched me back by my wrist, gripping tight enough to snap bone. Jesus Christ. No, thank you. An overwhelming will to survive took over me, and I shoved with all my might against the towering figure. He barreled backwards into the table, knocking chairs and vases over as he fell with a loud thud. No. For a minute, all that occupied the room was the sound of both of our labored breathing, each breath feeling like my last. And then I saw the pool of red. It started from the right side of his chest, crawling forth from the fabric of his gray shirt. The handle of the ritual knife sunk deep inside him. That's what he said. Sorry, I just needed something nice. Serving as the stem for the scarlet flower blooming from his flesh. His dazed eyes trailed down his chest, hand lifting slowly to hover above the unfamiliar scene. Ha! He gurgled, a grin spreading across his perfect mouth. Ryohei. As if on instinct, I slid to the floor to hold his body up. I'm sorry, did we kill him? His head tilted limply against my own hammering heartbeat as his own heart started to crawl to a stop. No, I didn't mean to. I didn't. He's like, shh, it's okay, baby. Around us, the candles fell into a dim glow until a cold chill snuffed their lights completely. I looked up to see veins of black and red chunks start to pour thinly from the walls, slithering like snakes towards the floor and towards me. I reeled back, holding Ryohei closer as I tried to pull him away from the vines, as if it could stop the blood pooling from his chest. Eden. When I looked down at him, tears were already building in his ash-colored eyes. This is good. I failed to keep my voice from cracking, from my own tears climbing up my throat. Nothing about this is good. You carry it now, the vessel. His hand rose up to press against my hammering heart. It's yours now. It's you. It's part of you. Ryohei. But I didn't want it to end this way. Ryohei choked out, and in the bleary reflection of his tears, I saw the person he had always been behind all the facades, the perfect grins, all the popularity and the wonder. I saw a small, frightened little boy. What is happening? I don't want to die, Eden. You're not going to die, Ryo. I'll call an ambulance and... Carry it, Eden. His eyes flickered like a troubled candle. You are one. What in the hell? And then Ryohei Damien drew his last breath. Of course he did. Without his presence, the chill in the room hiked up to a horrible cold. I held his lifeless body against my own, only realizing the weight of his words when it had been too late. The vessel. The veins have traveled up my legs, coiling around my skin in their grasp, urging the beginning of our symbiotic relationship. I feel everything and nothing all at once. Not even the veins burying themselves into my pores, hijacking the red lines of my eyes, the valves of my heart that no longer belong to just me. And then I draw a frozen breath. I am the vessel now. What the fuck? That's it. What the hell? What just happened? I don't have anything to say. All right. So yeah, that was Knitbone. Okay. Wow, that shit happened. That happened. That freaking happened. Okay. I am going to turn on all my lights and not sleep for the rest of the evening. There is a link to the itch.io page for Knitbone. There for you to do with what you will. Have fun with that. Yep. Just yep. That was delightful. Ooh, wow. Thank you all so much for coming through. I hope you enjoyed today's stream. I hope you all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is in your neck of the woods. And I hope you sleep with the lights on tonight. Wonderful. I will catch y'all next time. Bye.